Coming up on Mountain News this morning, we now know more about how Floyd County schools plan to handle students returning to class in the fall. And while many public pools are choosing to stay closed all summer due to COVID-19, one Whitley County water park plans to open next week. We talked to them about the precautions that they are taking. And if you've been to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina in the past 2 weeks, Kentucky health officials are asking you to self-quarantine as cases spike there.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Lacey Roberts, and thank you for joining us on Mountain News This Morning. Today is Friday, June 26th. We have made it through this week, and it's been all week long, this phrase that Brandon has said, and it's perfect weather that you can wear. Let's bring him in and see if that weather that we can wear is going to happen all week long, but we've been hearing about some relief that's coming, right, Brandon?
Yeah, unfortunately, Lacey, we pay for it with rain. It comes into play later this weekend, but definitely air you can wear. Not too bad this morning, but by this afternoon, you'll feel it once again. A camera that's been offline for a few days, back online now. Buffalo Mountain, where our transmitter is over in Perry County. A nice start today. Looks like a little breezy there. The trees blowing around just a little bit there in the wind. We're going to continue to watch that for a little bit this morning. Temperatures very mild. 66 Moorhead, 55 in Jonesville. That's kind of our range. We see a lot of folks there in the mid to upper 50s, low 60s across the board this morning. So very comfortable. Even the dew points below 60 in most locations. So that's in that comfortable to just getting a little bit sticky category. But they're going to soar later today along with the air temperatures. 86 a daytime high. Straight chance for a passing shower. Can't be ruled out in the heat of the day, and we'll add a few more clouds in. But overall, a beautiful day to end the work week. Enjoy it because some changes are coming. We'll talk about those in a few minutes. Lacey.
Thank you, Brandon. And Governor Beshear is calling on Kentuckians to continue following guidelines to prevent a spike in COVID-19. This after the governor announced 280 new cases last night. That brings Kentucky's total up to 14,617. He also announced that 8 more people have died since Wednesday. That means Kentucky now has at least 546 COVID-19 related deaths. And as of this morning, good news. More than 3,700 people have recovered from the virus. And as Governor Beshear laid out 5 key areas for schools to consider as they craft reopenings, Floyd County schools received their survey results this week from parents and teachers as to what they would prefer the upcoming school year to look like. I talked with Floyd County Schools superintendent to learn those details. Kentucky's 650,000 public school students will be required to wear masks, have their temperatures checked, and keep their distance away from peers in order to safely return to class this fall.
We're trying to hammer down an exact number of how many students we're looking at.
Danny Atkins is the superintendent of Floyd County Schools.
With 16 or 17 kids in a classroom and masks, we should be okay.
A survey released to parents and staff earlier this month gave parents 2 options.
We're going to allow parents to choose. You can choose the in-person classes or you can choose the online program. That way we're not mandating anybody go back either way.
But what if your student decides they want to go to school or begin online learning?
That's going to be the beauty of the thing, is it's going to be extremely flexible. You can make that decision at any time throughout the school year.
Where a normal school week of 5 days will now be limited to 4.
Because we will have to have that 1 day a week for our staff to plan for our virtual and online learning. Even with students that may not have access to Wi-Fi, we should be able to offer these recorded lessons from teachers through a jump drive.
And while the focus may seem to be on high school education, middle school and elementary school students are on school officials' minds.
Our children are not having the opportunity to interact or socialize with their peers and even adults outside the family.
A piece important to development at that age.
There's not a right answer, but what our goal in Floyd County is to do what's best, and not just Floyd County, but across the state. Educators want what's best for kids.
In Floyd County, Lacey Roberts, WYMT Mountain News. Now, Atkins says that a start date of September 8th is in the works, and he will know for sure in the upcoming weeks. And starting Monday, the state will resume visitation at assisted living and personal care homes. Health and Family Services Secretary Eric Friedlander says people will be able to visit loved ones again. Visitation was stopped in early March after Kentucky confirmed its first cases of COVID-19. On July 15th, visitation will resume in nursing homes and intermediate care facilities. Secretary Friedlander says that they still will be monitoring the threat of coronavirus in these long-term care facilities. And with the 4th of July more than 1 week away, officials are warning to be cautious if you plan to travel for the holiday. Olivia Russell explains why some are staying close to home this summer.
After months of staying healthy at home, people are finally starting to get out and about.
People are starting to feel a lot more comfortable with the experience.
Amy Cottle with Bluegrass Airport says air travel has been picking up lately.
Certainly, I feel like the airlines have put a lot of policies in place to make sure they're doing the appropriate cleaning procedures and explaining those procedures to the passengers.
But if you're not ready to hop on a plane or go to the beach again, travel experts say this could be the summer for a road trip, giving people the opportunity to explore parts of Kentucky and invest in our local economy.
This industry literally has been devastated because it was the first hit.
Hank Phillips with the Kentucky Travel Industry Association says tourism hit rock bottom. While it's slowly climbing out of that hole, he's optimistic families will choose to stay close to home for their vacations.
We really encourage Kentuckians to get out and to get acquainted with or reacquainted with how truly great this state is.
But whether it's by car or plane, travel experts say it's all about what makes you feel comfortable and healthy.
Everyone's going to have a different comfortability in traveling right now, and we certainly understand that. And we're here to help provide our services whenever everyone is ready.
In Lexington, Olivia Russell, WKYT.
And if you plan to travel by plane, you should go online and review your airline's updated policies before you head to the airport. And have you been to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina in the past 2 weeks? If so, the Kentucky Department of Public Health wants you to self-quarantine for 14 days and monitor yourself for COVID-19 symptoms. This comes after Myrtle Beach became a new hotspot in the coronavirus outbreak in the United States. Officials say in one situation, a group traveled to Myrtle Beach June 11th and returned June 14th, and at least 9 members of the group tested positive for COVID-19. And under Governor Beshear's guidance, pools will be able to open on Monday, but many pools are staying closed for the whole summer. In Williamsburg, however, Kentucky Splash is gearing up for their grand opening on July 1st. WYMT's Emily Bennett has the guidelines of that opening.
When COVID-19 hit the region,
we've actually been holding our breath to the point of hoping that we could open.
Williamsburg Mayor Roddy Harrison did not think the doors to Kentucky Splash would open.
It's a very important part of the city's economy and just who we are. It's about a $3 million economic impact to Williamsburg.
The last few months being a roller coaster of emotions.
I went from disappointed to understanding to joyful.
Now focusing on the joy of being able to welcome people back on July 1st.
We're going to be able to have at least 1,000 people in the water, and then we actually have more area, but we've cut it back.
The park will have to stay at 50% capacity. People can buy tickets online.
We'll start with that number on our website of the tickets you can purchase. And when you purchase that ticket, it's only good for that day.
So they can track how many tickets are left each day. Each week, the park will be deep cleaned, and throughout each day, staff will be cleaning all surfaces. Harrison assuring people the park will be as safe as possible.
And kids need to get out. They need to do. They need some positive stuff. I mean, how positive can this not be?
Giving people a little fun in the sun in a challenging time. In Williamsburg, Emily Bennett, WYMT Mountain News.
Harrison says that they planned on starting a $7 million expansion to the facility this year, adding ball fields and another water feature and expanding camping, but that project is currently on hold due to a loss of revenue. And staying in Williamsburg, the fast food chain Cookout opened a restaurant there this week, the newest of only 8 locations in the state of Kentucky. Cookout had bought some property in Williamsburg in 2014, but put it in a restaurant, but switched gears and bought the Crystals building across from Walmart late last year. They completed renovations in less than a month, and they are now open from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m., offering a pickup window and a drive-through only.
It just means a lot to everybody. It gives you a sense of pride in your community to the people who live here, that people want to come here and start a business. And for them to come and start a business is obviously a boost.
Mayor Roddy Harrison says although the lines are long, but the wait for the food is not, as they have streamlined that process.
A little patchy fog in some areas this morning, but otherwise not too bad of a start to the day. We're seeing a little bit of limited visibility in Harlan. That's about the only spot that's showing up right now on the sensor network there. Remember some of those sensors up at the airports, so we'll check out those cameras here in just a little bit. We'll take a look at temperatures across the region. 58 Irvin, 59 in Hazard, 63 in Pikeville, 55 in Jonesville, one of our cooler spots, 66 in Moorhead, 60 in London, and 57 in Somerset and in Williamsburg. Take a look at our headlines for today and the weekend. More sunshine today, warmer temperatures the next couple of days, but the rain chances return as the weather becomes more unsettled tomorrow and on Sunday. Lacey.
Thank you, Brandon. And thanks for joining us on Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. Coming up, the White House Coronavirus Task Force is holding its first meeting in nearly 2 months as cases continue to climb across the country.